Good Friday morning to everybody. It's Fred the Sci-Fi Guy saying welcome to Fred's Force Friday. And today I got some really cool things to show you. Uh, First, I want to, as always, give a shout out to my beautiful wife Lois, whom I love, who is my right arm and my partner in crime. We are the dynamic duo. I love you, baby. I appreciate everything you do for me, and just want to give you a shout out. And folks, got some cool stuff to show you that I found in the archives, aka storage, or aka the storage, aka the archives. So, first of all, I thought it was really cool. I've got a little mix mash of stuff I'm going to show you going back into my fandom. The first thing is this is a newspaper from the Austin American Statesman that is dated Sunday, July 30th. So that means Saturday, July 29th was my first comic book convention ever in Austin, Texas. And right here, just to show you, I'm not in this, but there's a picture of Darth Vader shaking the hand of a little boy and a couple of stormtroopers, some cosplayers there. So the fair for all ages, sizes, and planets. And it goes on to talk about uh, how fandom hits Austin. So I thought that was pretty cool there. Uh, about a week or so ago, I showed off a collection of Star Wars record albums that I had, and I'm gonna go through them. But I think I had mentioned to you that inside of this album there was a poster, and guess what? I acquired, you like that word? I acquired one uh, on that magical website, eBay. Ah! And I got it for a good price. I mean, some people want like 100, 150 bucks. I got this for 15 bucks, man, which was a really good deal because in my album that I showed you, I actually had this poster. Oh, I hope you can see it. Uh, uh, if you can see, there's X-wings up there, and there's a Death Star. Uh, right here, you can see it right there. I'll move it over a little bit. Right there is the Millennium Falcon, but also the Millennium Falcon's there, and I believe there's another one over here. There's about 3 Millennium Falcons. Now, if you know anything about Star Wars, you know there's only one Millennium Falcon, which is the ship that Han Solo and Chewbacca uh, fly in. Uh, for those of you, it is the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. Yes. So if you did know that, I'm really sorry. But you don't know about the Millennium Falcon, yes. In the words of Han Solo, it is the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. For you Star Wars people, you'll understand that. Well, I acquired this. Now, in the original one, I had the poster, I had bought it in the album cover, and in moving and selling some things that I had, I sold it. And I was just disheartened. But hey, I acquired another one. That's a good thing about collecting. You'll always come back around to finding something. Uh, Something else I have here that is from the 70s, 1977, is my Kenner Star Wars Escape from the Death Star game. Little board game here. It's got some on the back here. It's got a black and white, no color, a black and white picture of the board. The tokens are all cardboard and stuff. Uh, but I thought, man, this is a really cool piece to have. It is complete, and I have a ton of games. In fact, I'm going to go through the archives and find some of my games that I have and show them off. But the sad thing about my games is I buy games, but I have no one to play them with. Okay, that's my Zoloft bubble. Uh, Something else I have here is from 1977, August 25th, is a copy of the Rolling Stones, and on it is, of course, Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, and Han Solo, which is Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Peter Mayhew as Chewbacca, and Harrison Ford. I mean, it was a big deal back in the 70s, guys. We can put that up there. It was a big deal. And I mean, it smells all musky. The last thing I have is something really cool. It's something I don't collect a whole lot of, but I thought it'd be cool because I did have some action figures. But this is a an ad for Star Wars that came out in 1978, I believe. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, it's got the Star Wars graphic there. See the Star Wars? The little picture. Actually, it looks a lot like the picture on the game. On the back here, this is so cool. On the back, this is a coupon, a circular for Kenner cash refunds. Now, Kenner no longer exists. Now it's Hasbro, but it was Kenner. The original makers of Star Wars figures was the Kenner people. And this says get up to $45 in cash refunds on 56 Super Kenner toys. And here we have a remote control R2-D2 up there. We have some action figures. Now the action figures didn't come out till a year after the movie came out. Over here in the corner, right here, is a Death Star place. Guess what? I have all of these figures, all of them. And I thought, man, it'd be cool to have that. So I found a seller. I was a buyer who had this ad, and I bought it. I think I paid $10 for it. Now the cool thing about it, behind the picture, this was cool back in the day, man. There's a coloring page there of the characters, see? And that's just super cool right there. Back in the 70s, man, things were so simple, and things were just so simple. Okay, great. Hope you enjoyed the trip down memory lane, but I want to get to my scripture this morning. My scripture is found in Matthew and chapter 16 and verses 13 through 15. I want you to jot those down. Matthew 16, and we're going to read with from 13 to 15. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked the disciples, saying, question, whom do men say that I am? That I, the Son of Man, am? Let me read that again. When Jesus came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked the disciples, saying, whom do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? Question. Verse 14. And he said, some say that thou art John the Baptist, some Elias, and others Jeremiah, or one of the prophets. And then Jesus asked him, saying, but whom do you say that I am? Jesus asked a question. He asked two questions. Of course, we know the answer to this is the story where Simon Peter says, I believe that thou art the Son of God. And Jesus, and I'm paraphrasing, and Jesus said, flesh and blood has not revealed this to you, but only my Father which is in heaven. And he goes on to say, and I will build my church upon this rock, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. I'm going to hand Simon Peter the keys of the kingdom. And guess who was the spokesman in Acts chapter 2, and that sermon, and of course, Acts 2:38, Peter, the spokesman. But I want to focus on the two questions. Jesus asked them, who do men say that I, the Son of Man, am? And he told them, oh, you're a prophet, you're Elias, you're John the Baptist. And then he turned it around and says, who do you say that I am? And I'm going to say it just like this. Who is Jesus to you today? I make this stuff that I have, all my characters and the people I've met, very personal. I'm just that type of person. I'm a very personal person. And Although I've met Carrie Fisher, Leonard Nimoy, countless other people, Anthony Daniels, Peter Mayhew, I don't know them. To me, they're the character. I know them because of the character they portrayed. But that's not them. That's a character. Who is Jesus to me? Who is Jesus to you? The world doesn't know him like I know him. Before before my wife and my children and my grandchildren and my pastor and my associate pastor and my friends and people that I love, and I love these people. I'm thankful that God has put them in my life. Before there was anyone else, there was Jesus. Jesus found me when I was lost. Jesus saved me. Jesus loved me when nobody else loved me. When I didn't even love myself, Jesus loved me. So today, ask yourself that question. Who is Jesus to you? For some people, he's just Santa Claus. I want, I want, I want. For some people, he's just someone to run to like a floating device when you're drowning. For some people, he's this. For some people, he's that. For some people, he's a man on a cross. For some people, he's a picture. But my question today is, who is Jesus to you? Think about it today. Who is Jesus to you? Who do you say that he is? Think about it today. Food for thought. Hey guys, I hope you have a great weekend. Go worship somewhere. You don't have a place to worship. You're in the Central Texas area. We're located at 3015 Robinson Drive. High energy praise and worship. Great teaching from the Bible. We start at 10:30 in the morning. As always, you may not be the heroes you want to be. You should always try to be the heroes he deserves. Have a great Friday.